And so over these last few weeks, what I've been trying to kind of lay out for us is, what do we stand for? And what will we not fall for? And so I remember 2 years ago, I talked to you about the fact that it's commitment and not intention that changes the world. You got to stand for something or you're going to fall for anything. And that's what these 2 years have represented for us. And today's the culmination of that. Today is a day of commitment. Got to stand for something. You're going to fall for anything. I want to end with a story. A couple months ago, I went on a bike ride. And there's a point at which the trail kind of veers off from the river and goes up into a forest. And right there in the middle of the forest, there's a bench. I stopped my bike, I got off, and I sat down on the bench. And as soon as I sat down, I felt like God asked me a question. He asked me this, Mike, have I been good to you? Have I been good to you? And of course, the answer immediately was yes. But it went further than that for me. In fact, as I sat there on that bench in the forest, I began thinking of this highlight reel of moments. I remembered how good God has been to me. I remember how he saved me, how he sustained me, how he's led me step by step through the years, how he brought into my life my wife, Corinne, and how he's provided for us. And as I sat there on the bench right there in the forest near the Veta River, I thought about how good he is to me still today. And I felt like God asked me a second question. And the second question was this, Mike, do you trust me? Do you trust me? And again, the obvious answer was yes, but the answer went further than that for me. It was another highlight reel of memories that came to me throughout my life. All the people I've met, all the marriages I've encountered, all the families I've seen, all the situations that I've worked in, where I realized very quickly that no amount of Mike Manis encouragement, no amount of Mike Manis inspiration, no amount of Mike Manis challenge could do anything in these situations. And I remember all the times that I saw God do what I never could have done. I remember all the miracles. And I thought to myself, sitting on that bench overlooking the Veta River, I thought, God, I do trust you, because here's the truth. Only you can make lost people found people. Only you can make broken people whole. Only you can make spiritually blind people see. Only you can make spiritually dead people live. Only you can set the captives free. Yes, I trust you. Cool. Question number 3 is real simple. Can these bones live? In other words, can God bring revival? Let me level with you. We're here on May 2nd. 2021, and we're at the end of this expanded vision called More. But I'm telling you, as a culture, as a society, as a world, we're about to step into a new season of revival. There are people all over this world right now, and they are just so dried out by discouragement and despair. And what they need more than anything else is they need a soul level refreshment. And only God can do that. And I know God will do that. There's people all over your neighborhood today, and they've been knocked over by these last 14 months. I don't know, maybe it's this fact that it feels like we don't control anything anymore. I think people feel weak and defeated. And what they really need to know, what they really need more than anything else, is they need to know that there's a God who says, even when you're weak, I am strong. And even when the world feels completely outside of your control, I'm always in control, and I love you. They need to be lifted back up on their feet. God will do that. There's a revival coming. And I believe, honestly, that we're to be right in the middle of it, because that's the way revival works, right? God breathes refreshment. God breathes life. God brings strength into you and me. And then we bring it to others. There's a revival coming. And so what I want to do now is I want to get a little bit logistic. I want to talk a little bit about numbers now. And to do that, I can't think of anyone better than our expansion pastor, Dave Poole.
I just got to say, it has been such an honor to serve this mission and vision of More over these past 2 years. And as we're here on this 2-year finish line, it's actually hard to believe that it's gone so fast, and yet so much has happened. But 2 years ago, our church came together and we made a statement, a commitment, that we were going to build a church home in our city to impact our city and the world, but that we didn't want that to become our mission, that our focus in ministry or of our finances. And so we decided we're going to amplify everything that we do as a church. And we came together, we made a goal that we knew that we needed to commit $6 million to reach those dreams and goals in ministry. And in typical Southside fashion, you came and stepped up and pledged $6.5 million. And then at a 1-year anniversary, so many new people had joined our church and they wanted to participate. We actually increased that commitment to $6.8 million. And then a few short weeks later, this thing called COVID-19 happened, and it's still happening, and everything changed. So we went from 6 to 6.5 to 6.8 to COVID. And the world stopped. Borders closed, travel stopped, people stopped working, our kids stopped going to school. We pivoted to online ministry. And so many people in our world were hurting, and we needed help. So we went from 6 to 6.5 to 6.8 to COVID. And God revealed to us that bringing more help, more hope, and more home was more important then than ever, and still is. And so we went from 6 to 6.5 to 6.8 to COVID, and we knew that we needed to maintain that commitment, that we are in this city, we are in this world to continue to bring more help, hope, and home to our world. And so we did. And so here we are at the end of this 2-year vision, and we just want to actually stop and celebrate what God was able to do through your generosity, through your sacrificial giving. So let's take a look at what God was able to do over these past 2 years. And I just got to say, finally, thank you. On behalf of our church, on behalf of the generations to come that'll be impacted by your generosity, thank you. To the senior citizens, to the empty nesters, thank you. To the business owners, thank you. To the families, young and old, who have sacrificially given, thank you. To the single moms, to the single dads, to the single guy or the single lady, thank you so much for giving.
That I really believe that if we end well with a generous flourish, man, we step into an exciting new beginning. And Corinne and I wanted to plant a seed into this revival that's coming. Why? Let me think. Oh, I think I know why. Because you got to stand for something, or you're going to fall for anything. And it is commitment. It is commitment. It is commitment that changes the world, not intention. I love you guys so much, and I'm going to just ask you right now to be asking God, is there that thing that you're willing to right now say, hey God, I want to give this up. I want to end with a generous flourish. Or as Dave said, I want to begin with a generous flourish. Wherever you are right now, we're excited and we're leaning in, not only with a sense of gratitude for what he has done, but we're looking forward to what he is going to do.